as we say goodbye to 2022, let's divert a little bit off the lit support and talk in general about some of the technologies that have failed to deliver in 2022. Now, I don't mean those technologies have failed. It's just that they have failed in 2022, and in the future, they may or may not recover. Let's find a table, have a seat, and talk about it. So let's start with the most obvious one, and we'll end with the most controversial one. And where I want to start is Metaverse by Facebook. You probably heard the news, how much money Facebook has been putting into it. I don't even know how many millions or billions of dollars. It's completely insane, and they have no users on the platform. Now, the idea of Metaverse is actually pretty cool, especially for people who can't get out of their houses because they live far away, they have disabilities, whatever that might be. They're able to interact with other people closer than they would be over like a phone call or a Zoom. But there are a few major problems. Number one, you need hardware to use it. You need those 3D goggles, and you either have to spend money to get them, or you actually have to put them on. The actual process, I feel like, is discouraging to people. And number two, there are no people in the metaverse itself. People just don't want to be in there because it seems like it's not that good. Now, I really like the idea, and I feel like if Facebook took them, bought like a game engine, like Unreal or something like that, and make the world look really cool, very realistic, and allow people to use their desktops to join that world in addition to 3D goggles, that would have been more successful. But so far, they didn't do that. The world is really flat, lacking any textures, any realism, no people in it, people don't want to use it. So that would be my first failure of 2022. All right, now we get into controversial stuff. And the next item on my list is 5G. Yes, the cellular network that we were all promised that's going to change the world. The problem with it isn't that it's faster. When I got my phone that had 5G on it, I can subjectively say that everything felt faster. Now, maybe because of the new CPU on the phone, or because of the cellular connection, or maybe I just happen to be close to the cell tower, whatever that is. The subjective experience was better. But practical experience is what 5G network promised us, is where we're gonna have, doctors perform surgeries through robots across the world. That didn't happen. The other thing that failed about 5G is promise of speed. So all the cell phone carriers jumped right on advertising 5G, and they started putting letters 5G on your phone when the things weren't 5G. They would say 5GE even though it was 4G. But the other thing they did, they implemented the slowest of the frequencies for 5G. There are 3 different frequencies they can support, and some of them went with the slowest ones. So again, you don't get as much speed as you were promised. And finally, while you do get crazy speed on 5G if you're next to a cell phone tower, as soon as you walk away from it, the speed drops by a lot. And in some cases, your 5G speed would be slower than 4G. So that puts it in another category of technologies that didn't truly deliver on its promise in 2022. But this is the one that's going to change in the future. There are going to be more cell phone towers, and it is going to be better. It's just happened to be a failure for 2022, that's all. Now I'm going to need to stand for next one, because this one is sure going to upset lots of people. And that would be NFTs. NFTs completely didn't live up to what they were promised to be, or what they needed to be, or in fact solve any problem out there whatsoever. So first problem with NFT is they don't solve any problems. They have really no reason to exist. And people talk about like, well, you put art into NFT, you put this into NFT, but you never actually put anything into NFT. This is what people don't realize. The more I learn about this, the more I understand that data doesn't go into NFT. Data doesn't go into a blockchain. What NFT is, it's a link, it's a shortcut. You know, when you take a file on your desktop and you accidentally make a shortcut, NFT is a shortcut to the real file. The real file, real data never resides in blockchain or NFT. So when people say the artwork is stored in NFT, it is not. It's simply linked from it. Other people would say, oh, the deed to your house is going to be stored in blockchain. No, it's not going to be. Data does not go into NFT. Only a link is saved and points to the data. Now you can have some metadata like a hash value or names and stuff like that, but the actual data itself doesn't reside. It is not part of NFT. NFT is just a shortcut. And because of that, you can make more shortcuts, and people say, well, it's non-fungible, that the other shortcut is not the same as this shortcut, but who cares? I was watching a YouTube video by Marcus Brownlee, and he said that something that really hit me is like the people who advocate NFTs, the only reason why they want you to invest and be part of it is because you can make money. There is no other reason. It's just creating this hype so more and more people buy into it, and then something becomes more and more valuable and you potentially can make money. That's like basically like a pyramid scheme, I guess. There is no problem that it's solved. There is no added value to it. There is no reason for it to exist other than somebody is trying to make money. Now, sure, you can have like all these weird uses, like you can have concert tickets sold as NFT, sure, but again, I don't see why. All right, so those are the 3 technologies that have failed to deliver in 2022. Will they do better next year? I don't know. Let me know what you think. Which technologies will deliver on their promise next year? Don't forget to follow on LinkedIn, subscribe on YouTube, and I will see you in the next video.